What is good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tolmo. Thank you for joining me today. And today we are going to take a quick deep dive into the One Piece live action trailer, not teaser, trailer. We got a full 3 minutes of stuff to look at, which is absolutely phenomenal. I'm not going to do a reaction to it, more so I want to take a look and pinpoint a couple of things that I found very interesting in the trailer and then give you my thoughts on that. I should start off by saying though, as far as the One Piece live action goes overall, I think I fall in the more positive camp when it comes to the perception of everything and how I think everything will play out. Obviously, live action anime adaptations have a stigma. We all know it. We've all seen Dragon Ball evolutions and the Death Notes and the what have you. If I'm going to be honest though, everything we've heard around the One Piece project, from Oda being heavily involved to Matt Owens being a main writer on the show and his love for the series, all the production staff, their love for the series and how much they want to pour their heart and soul to this project, I really do have high hopes for it, man. Now, obviously, there are things that are just incredibly difficult to translate from anime to live action, which is why it's seldom done correctly. But I don't think they're taking that approach of where they truly believe they have to fully fulfill some sort of one-to-one recreation of the anime. I think that's the incorrect way to approach it, and I think they understand that as well. Oda's also come out and said that he understands that things have to be changed. However, most diehard fans will probably understand why. That's up in the air. We'll see what happens. At the end of the day, opinion is opinion, but I do have high hopes. Now, looking at the trailer in a vacuum, I can honestly say it looks phenomenal. It looks as good as I thought it could look. I love the casting. I love the set pieces. I love the character design. They had to make some creative design changes that are obviously going to maybe ruffle some feathers. I think mainly one of them is Arlong and the approach they took to Arlong. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan, but I won't say that he looks bad. I won't say he looks bad. I think the nose looks a little bit odd. I think the bone structure that they have in it as opposed to the webbing looks a little bit off-putting. But I don't think he looks horrible. At the end of the day, he's a fishman and he looks like a fishman. I think Kurobi, from those small stills that we saw, looked really good. I think Kurobi looked phenomenal. The only other fishman that I'm really waiting to see now is Hachan, because I want to see how they handle his octopus arms. I think that's the most challenging out of all the fishermen, and I'm pretty sure they're going to want to get that right because Hachan is a character later on. Don't get me wrong, we're not counting our eggs before they hatch. We still have to get out of the East Blue if we even want to see if the show continues on, but obviously that's something they're going to think about. So overall, when it comes to Fishman Aesthetic, I'll give it a W. Looks good to me. As far as other aesthetics, CGI looked really good. Only CGI we really saw in the teaser was Luffy doing the gum pistol, and I thought that looked awkward as fuck. It looked like his body was incredibly stiff, and then the arm was just stretching like there was no motion in his body, like he just flung it and it was extending, and then I thought it looked a little bit off. In this trailer, we saw him do the gum whip and the gomu no gataring, and honestly, I thought that looked really good. As far as stretchy niggas go in any sort of superhero movie or TV show, whenever they've had a stretchy dude, it's always looked very off-putting. Mr. Fantastic always looked very weird when he was stretching and doing all that CGI shit. It looked weird. Didn't look horrible, but you could tell that this was incredibly fake. But honestly, this was pretty good. I think the speed of the gum Gatling maybe plays a factor in that because everything's moving so quickly, but it doesn't matter, man. It looked really good. Buggy as well. My nigga Buggy looked phenomenal. The chop fruit as he's flying around, separating himself and attacking Zoro and Nami, I thought that looked great. Overall, Buggy is one of my highlights. I think the design looks beautiful. I am a huge fan of Buggy in the live action. I love it. The outfits look great. The only outfit I'm not a huge fan of is Luffy's original outfit, the red little vest thing and the jean shorts. In the anime even, I'm not a huge fan of it. It's whatever, it's fine, it's not horrible, but it's just Luffy, right? That's reality. It's just Luffy, very basic outfit, and I think in real life, it didn't really translate that well, especially in that scene where they're walking up to Arlong Park. It's kind of high up on his waist. I just think it looks kind of weird. It almost looks too small for him. But keep in mind, I think I'm being nitpicky here. I very much so think I'm being nitpicky. Every other outfit, most of the ones especially that are being adapted from cover pages or cover stories or whatever they are, those outfits look phenomenal. Every single one of Luffy's other outfits look great. That little overall one, I love. Nami's outfits look great. Zoro's look great. Sanji only wears a suit, so who gives a fuck, but he looks great too. And I love how they're switching it up. They're not keeping Luffy in just that one red shirt outfit for the entirety of the East Blue. They're switching it up as we go, exactly how it should be. I love it. Now, really quick on the topic of creative changes, there are obviously some story modifications they're going to have to make in order to A, condense this a little bit because we can't have over 1,000 episodes of a live action show. That is just not going to happen. So things are going to be either cut, blended together, or modified in some sort of way to make the story continue to flow forward. And one of the more obvious ones you can see from the trailer are the Arlong pirates pulling up to the Baratie. Very interesting. In the manga, we have Nami ditching the crew when they least expect it and then heading over to the location of Arlong Park, Kokoyashi Village. But in the live action, it seems as though that the Arlong pirates pull up and they got beef with Luffy right then and there. You see Arlong kicking Luffy through the Baratie doors. You see Sanji taking on Kurobi and the Baratie dining hall. So it seems as though they're trying to condense the Arlong Park arc with the Baratie arc and maybe fuse some of the things that take place in each of them into one main arc. I do think though that it's a very interesting choice because in my opinion it does omit a very interesting part of Nami's early character arcs where she decides to ditch the Straw Hat crew, take their belongings and whatnot, whatever wealth they've accumulated to that point, and go to Kokoyashi Village on her own accord, understanding that right now she's got bigger fish to fry. No pun intended. In the manga, you have that scene where she is taking off on her own and she's tearing up to herself, hoping that she could see the Straw Hat Pirates once again. And I do think that's a pretty big part of Nami's character arc early on. It shows that no matter how she feels about the Straw Hat crew and the relationships that they developed over this time period, at the end of the day, taking care of her family and loved ones in Kokoyashi Village right now is still taking priority and is still paramount for her. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that they won't show this elsewhere or it still won't take place in the show. I'm just pointing out something that wouldn't make sense to happen at least the exact same way it happened in the manga, and how to me that's something that truly affects the character arc of this character in particular. Now don't get me wrong, that scene isn't necessarily make or break for Nami's character, just something interesting that I wanted to point out. All in all, it does not seem that they're trying to recreate the story one-to-one, but like I said before, in my opinion, is the correct way to approach this. If you're just trying to take an anime and translate it directly into real life, especially an anime as goofy and cartoony and over the top as One Piece is, I think you'll quickly see how difficult of an endeavor that is. However, in the One Piece live action, it really just looks like they're trying to adapt the manga in a way that best suits live action television. Even in the Orange Town arc, man, you see Buggy doing the chop chop attacks inside some very large tent with Nami and Zoro back to back, circling as the chop chop stuff is going all around them, right? His body parts are flying around them. And to my knowledge, I don't recall them fighting in a massive tent ever in Orange Town. They did have tents where Buggy was chilling, but never did it take place like an actual carnival, very large tent. I thought that's very cool. I love that addition. And other additions they make, like Garp being at Roger's funeral, understanding the relationship that he has with Roger. It just makes sense, bro. It just makes sense. Overall, I'm going to say that I am incredibly happy with how this has turned out so far. The teaser was decent. The trailer looks great. I am hyped. I am more hyped than I've ever been for it. And I've been pretty excited considering when I found out that Oda had a very strong involvement, I had a lot of faith in it at that point in time. But this trailer, I think for a lot of people, including myself, solidifies that this might be the best attempt that we've had at an anime live action. And guys, guess what? If it's horrible, life goes on. Think about Dragon Ball Evolution. That was a blasphemous attempt at an anime live action. But nobody talks about it anymore. It's done. If it sucks, we'll get one season of it, nobody likes it, and then it's gone. And then we never have to worry about it again. We get some memes out of it and that's it. But I truly think it will be great. From what I can see so far, I can honestly say, fingers crossed, man. This might be the one. This might be the one. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think anime should never be adapted into live action? Or do you like endeavors like this that try to push the medium forward? Thank you guys for checking out the video. Much appreciated. If you rock with this content, like the video, subscribe. Don't dislike it. Even if you hate live action, that has nothing to do with me. Don't take it out on me. Take it out on somebody else. But thank you for checking out the video. Much appreciated. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.